Hi, this is Dr. Tonya Echols Cole, board certified radiation oncologist and cancer survivor. I help survivors improve their confidence, push past their fears, and I show you what's truly possible for your life after cancer. Today, we are talking about Chemobrain. I'm going to show you 5 ways that you can retrain your Chemobrain, 5 ways you can retrain your Chemobrain. So my last video, I talked about what Chemobrain was. We talked about it as being a mental cloudiness, mental fuzziness that causes problems with your memory, remembering details of people's names, places, things that you've known for a long time, having memory lapses, having problems concentrating, being disorganized, moving slow, or just doing things slow, or having problems doing more than one thing at a time. All of those things are signs and symptoms of having Chemobrain. So today I'm going to give you 5 ways that you can retrain your Chemobrain so that you can push past those symptoms that are being caused by your Chemobrain. First thing you want to do is you want to disown that you have Chemobrain. You don't want to reinforce to yourself that you have a problem with your memory. I used to all the time, especially if I was in front of somebody else and I forgot something, I'd say, oh gosh, there goes my Chemobrain again. Oops, there's my Chemobrain. You guys know Chemobrain is really real, and I have Chemobrain. So when you do that, you reinforce to your subconscious mind that it is supposed to forget things, that you're supposed to have these memory lapses. And when you tell your mind to do something, it does it. So you don't want to reinforce that behavior to your subconscious mind. You don't have Chemobrain. You just have problems remembering things sometimes. And we are working to get past that. Second thing you want to do is find your motivation, because motivation matters. You need to ask yourself, what is at risk to me if I don't remember something? Because when there's something at risk, or another question you can ask is, what will I benefit if I remember? So if you know there's a benefit to it or a detriment to forgetting, then you will make a better effort to remember something. You can cause all sorts of problems in your life by forgetting. When you forget where you laid your keys down, you lose precious time as you look for those keys. When you forget someone's name, you can sometimes completely blow a deal because you didn't remember someone's name. When you forget different things, there's a consequence to that. So when you make yourself present to what that consequence is, then you are more likely to remember. You will put a better effort into remembering those things that you need to remember. Because when you have forces that are causing you problems remembering, it really takes extra effort to remember. So the third thing that you want to do is you want to focus. You want to pay attention. Pay attention to those details that would normally fly right past you, because sometimes it's those small details that you don't pay any attention to that make the most important things to help you remember something. You want to eliminate as many distractions as you can so that you can focus, because when you have too many distractions, it's impossible for you to put all of your time and attention into one thing. And when you have to come back to that and recall that later, it is so much harder because of all of the distractions. Two, you want to eliminate multitasking. It used to be cool to multitask, and people used to say how good it was and how many different things they could do at one time. But research has found that when you multitask, you actually significantly decrease your efficiency. You increase the number of errors that you make, and you can actually decrease your IQ. So you want to definitely stop multitasking. You want to try to do one thing at a time. Focus and concentrate. No more multitasking. Fourth thing you want to do, you want to exercise. You want to exercise your body because what's good for your heart is good for your brain. When you exercise, it increases your blood flow. It increases the amount of oxygen that goes to your brain. It helps your brain function in a more optimal manner. You want to exercise your brain by keeping it active. You want to learn something new every day. You're born with a finite number of brain cells, but you can create new connections in your brain every time you learn something new. So that may mean reading something new, learning a new skill. Actually sometimes just eating, doing things differently, eating with the opposite hand, or trying to write with the opposite hand will help stimulate your brain and make new brain cells. You want to do puzzles, solve problems, play games. Those things stimulate your brain. All of those things really help your brain to function at a higher level. You want to have conversations. You want to put people around you that are constantly feeding you new information, new ideas. All of those things help your brain to function better. And the fifth thing that you want to do is you want to eliminate your dependence on your smartphone. You know, our phones have gotten too smart. Do you remember when you used to be able to remember by heart people's phone numbers? You knew all of your friends' phone numbers. I still know the phone numbers to many of my childhood friends' parents' homes because we had to remember them. When you have to remember, your brain works harder and it becomes more efficient. So don't put total reliance on your smartphone. Write out your to-do list. Handwrite your notes. When you do that, it cements those ideas in your memory and you comprehend and are able to recall more information that way. Don't put everything in your smartphone because people who do that, your rates of dementia, your rates of memory loss significantly increase. You want your brain to work. So do those things that you can do to help your brain work more efficiently. Those are the 5 things that you can do to retrain your Chemobrain. Again, retrain your Chemobrain. This is Dr. Tonya Echols Cole, board certified radiation oncologist and cancer survivor. Continue to be awesome. See you guys next time.